we have an audience question.
All right.
Go ahead.
Competition.
Hi, so my question, I'm glad that there was some talk about context and interpretation and objectivity, because mine's related to that. So for the criterion that was used to assemble the books of the Bible, can the rationale that was used to exclude certain books provide insight into understanding and interpreting what was actually included?
Yes, but we also have records of a good deal of it. I can't come up with the book resources that I would want to recommend right now, but I know there's one about who wrote the Bible. But there's a lot you can get from like reading New Testament scholars like Bart Ehrman. Matter of fact, my favorite book from Bart is one called Lost Christianities, and it goes through books and passages that were either not included in the Bible, like Shepherd of Hermas or the Apocalypse of Peter, even though those things had an impact on all of us. Matter of fact, you wouldn't have Dante's Inferno if it wasn't for the Apocalypse of Peter, which goes through graphic descriptions of hell, and that's how Dante gets to that. But yeah, when there were fights and councils, Nicaea, Trent, and others, where they were trying to codify which books should be canonical and which weren't. And some of the ones that were excluded because while they were considered to be inspired works of God, they just didn't like reading from it. People didn't like to, oh, let me give you a sermon from the Apocalypse of Peter and talk about how liars will be hung from their tongues, and if you're homosexuals will have to climb a big cliff and jump off to land on the bodies of all the homosexuals who have already jumped off, which, if you're going to live through it, could be fun. And then as more and more bodies fall down into this pile, the bottom ones crawl out and walk all the way out, back up the mountain and do it again. You have stuff like that. It lets you know what they were thinking and what they were excluding and why. And
apparently Jesus was a little shit as a kid. You know, he apparently was, killed some folks, brought them back to life. I forget what all the stories are, but
play with my toys.
Yeah. Apparently, he was your typical 12-year-old with way too much power.
That's the way it goes.
So, yeah.